Guys, here we are. This is A Fisherman's Tale. Guys, I'm only going to do a few of the books that I'm talking about in my article. I did a deep dive into Image Comics. I've been doing that. I did a deep dive into Image Comics. I've been doing that Invincibles list, and I'm excited about it. And I've been buying up some Invincible books and checking out and selling a few Invincible books because I have duplicates and everything like that. But through that, I've found some stories I really like. I'm starting to pick up Astounding Wolfman. I'm starting to go through and pick up Fire Breather. Some of these Image books from the mid 2000s, 2003, 4, 5, right when Kirkman started doing Walking Dead and Invincible and all that, all the way up through 2015 or so. Image was in this sort of transition period where they weren't the superheroes, Spawn, Wildcats, and all that stuff, and they were transitioning into just some really good stories. And yes, they ended up doing superheroes, Invincible. They did zombies, Walking Dead. There's also some other really good series that came out of that, but they're really low printed, so they make them very sort of sought after. So I started doing a deep dive just to see what's out there, what incentives are we missing that we met that we just don't know about. So guys, this is Fisherman's Tale. This is comicbookinvest.com. Let's check out my list. I'm only showing about 5 or 6 books. Go to the website, go to comicbookinvest.com, and you can see a lot more books that I'm throwing up there. But I'm just going to talk about and look at a few of them. So let's jump into it now. So Forgotten Image Heat is what I'm calling this. I don't know if these are ever actually hot, but some of these books, especially now, are starting to climb up because they feature Invincible. So let's look at a few of these. First up, this is Guarding the Globe. This series spun out of Invincible, but this is Guarding the Globe. This is issue 6. They did 1 through 6. There's a 6-issue set. All have this. I don't know if you guys have. The Avengers had this where there's the letter A behind each character. Well, Invincible did the same thing. I'm not sure if Guardian the Galaxy did it. Guarding the Globe did it first, but exact same sort of look to it. This is the B cover. This last issue, this issue 6, features Invincible, but all the other characters are featured in 1 through 5. This is probably the hardest one to find. That people are asking 100 plus for this cover. There's not a whole lot listed, so this would be one to track down and try to figure out if you want or not. Oops, went too fast. This is the Dynamo 5, another series that has connections to the Invincible world, and there's crossovers. In fact, this one is called Sins of the Father. Dynamo 5 is a series, and this is a little mini series that I think was 4 issues, maybe 5 issues long. But they actually had incentives. One thing I realized when I was doing this, there aren't a ton of incentives for Image Comics. There are tons of like Dynamic Forces did a cover, or Larry's Comics did a cover, or this WonderCon had a cover for some just really obscure, and sometimes they get lucky, like Larry's Comics all of a sudden got lucky, and their Invincible 1 became collectible 15 years after they created it. But there's very few incentives, and actually a lot of my article is featuring some of the incentives, and I am missing some because, guys, there's tons of Image issues. But I realized the more and more series I went through, there weren't a lot of incentives. So here's a 1 for 10. This entire series had 1 for 10s that went with it. I don't imagine tons of them are out there. If they are, they're sort of like IDW and Boom, early Boom books. There's a lot of 1 for 25s and 1 for 10s out there. They're just now sitting in dollar bins because no one cared. So these have been lost. They're harder to find. This does feature Omni-Man. The A covers will feature Invincible. Some of these 1 for 10s do feature Invincible. But this one is a more expensive. You're talking now in the $25, $30 range, maybe even more, depending on the quality. The next one is my favorite. Astounding Wolfman. I told you this is what set me on this path. I was trying to collect some Astounding Wolfman. I just like the character in Invincible, so I was like, hey, I'll check out the series. 25 issues. I mean, shoot, issue 1 is from a free comic book day. But then, for some reason, issue 16, 17, and 18 all have 1 for 25 incentives. This is issue 18. This is Frank Cho. Each 1 for 25 is a different cover artist, but this is Cho. It's a pretty awesome cover, and it is pretty much a ghost. I don't think I saw any copies available online, any copies in the recently sold. There's a 16 and 17 I think I saw, but I could not see an issue 18. Now, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe my eBay searching just failed miserably. But this would be a cover that I can see being a ghost because, first off, how many stores are ordering 25 issues of issue 18 of Astounding Wolfman. And then that's just right there. That says enough, because I mean, it's not like this was a hit series. It only went for 25 issues. So keep that in mind. Oh, and I'm scrolling too fast. This next one, Savage Dragon, guys. We spent forever talking about Spawn and going crazy for Spawn. There's some great Spawn books out there. This is the amount of time I write a little bit about Spawn, but I don't show you any covers for Spawn. But this is Savage Dragon. Some random Savage Dragon. I imagine Savage Dragon, I'm pretty sure it's just like Spawn. Anything from like issue 100 or so up through 225, 230, 240 is going to be low printed. Savage Dragon, I think, just crossed 250, is now like 256, 257 for issues. So these are going to be low printed, but for some reason, this issue right here has a 1 for 10. Nothing around it. Not the issues before, not the issues after, but this one is a 1 for 10. Now, there are some, just right around this issue is where they had the crossover with Invincible. And then right before that, they also had Eric Larson did this entire, where he paid homage to Obama as he was winning the presidency. So his covers has like a fist bump cover and some of the things like this. But this is the only incentive. Some of them are variants, but they don't say incentive. And I was like, oh, surely the fist bump Obama cover is an incentive. I saw some for sale, like you can buy a set of 10 for $20 or something like that, or maybe it's $30. So it's not, either it's not hard or this store went hard after that book. But this is a 1 for 10. It looks like a classic Hulk cover. So I do like it. If I saw this, I would definitely pick this other one up. This interests me because you see Death Dealer, and yes, this is Image, guys. This is Frazetta. People love these covers, the regular covers, but there was a set. Every one of the issues had a sketch cover, and they're all incentives. And I believe it's around 1 for 25, but I'm not. Don't quote me, so that's why I don't have the ratio there. But there's 5 different Death Dealer covers. Usually, you find the regular covers in dollar bins, $2 bins. They can sell for between 5 and 10, depending on the quality, because they're black covers. But they're sketch. Man, these sketch covers are gorgeous. I love the fact it looks like it's on linen paper. So this is a book that I would, if I saw it, this is something I think would be definitely sort of fun, if you're, especially here for Frazetta and you like this sort of style of Frazetta cover. So guys, that is my books. I'm not, as you can see, if you go to the article, there's a lot more. Check it out. I enjoyed doing this list. Guys, I covered a lot more books than what I'm showing you there. I just doing a quick hit you list. Hopefully you liked it. If you do like it, please like, please subscribe. Please go to the article. Leave me a comment. Tell me what books I'm missing. Tell me what I should cover. Don't tell me in the video. Please go to the article, because I cover a whole heck of a lot more books in the article. This is just a quick hit preview of what's going to be in the article that drops tomorrow morning. So thank you, guys.